need to shout to say hi. But I'm not gonna. Not this time. Next time. You've been warned. Today's been a weird day. Trump is now our president. A while ago, though, Trump backed off from his wall stance a little bit. He was like, I think maybe a fence can do, mostly. I hope he backs down a little bit more now that he's actually president. And he's like, you know what, I think we could probably just get away with sending one racist granddad down there with a broom. He can just be like, go on, get! And wave his broom at people. I am trying to market myself as a token white friend. I think this is a great audience to do that in too. I think I might not be marketing myself anymore. There's a lot of white people in this audience. Anyway, I'm trying to market myself as a white. I think everybody needs one token white friend. And I've experienced, last summer I went to visit my friend at Cornell, and I was the only white person there for the whole weekend. And as we were walking to a party on Cornell's campus, everybody decided that they needed to pee simultaneously, so they started peeing on the campus. But the thing is, there was a cop like 100 feet away from us, and he was watching us. And I swear to, like, everybody dispersed to pee, and the cop like started approaching us, and he like unbuckled the gun holster on his belt. So I saw it, and I was like, I just stood out in the open, and I was like, we're cool. And I swear to God, the cop immediately like clipped the holster on his belt, nodded his hat at me, and then like twisted his baton, and he was like he whistled his way out of that situation. And then like as he was whistling too, he like pulled a donut out of his pocket and started eating it. I was like, where'd the donut come from? Like, were you just gonna kill us all and then eat it? Like, murdering unarmed teenagers is quite a draining task. You gotta have a sugary snack after that one. Yeah, but when people are like, what's white privilege? I'm like, one time I turned a murderer into a cartoonish depiction of a happy cop by being white. That's what that is. I don't need to tell you guys that, you guys get it. My roommate is vegan right now, and he always like tries to convert me. Like, he and his girlfriend are vegan, and they always try and convert me into veganism. And they're like, if you had to kill your own food, you would be vegan. And I'm like, yeah, but only because I'm really lazy. Like, if I also had to grow and pick my own vegetables, I would just die. Like, I'm not trying to put that much effort into living. And they always say the same thing too. They're always like, yeah, but you know what? If you do research, gorillas have the same teeth structure as us, and they only eat vegetation. I'm like, yeah, but they're also fucking gorillas. Like, when have you ever taken advice from a gorilla? I've never had a friend who's like in need of a therapist, and I'm like, you know what, dude, I got a great guy at the Philadelphia Zoo. He's like, his name is George. Does he like volunteer there? Yeah, he definitely doesn't get paid. He's a gorilla. But he is a great listener. My dad and I have a weird relationship because he's really disappointed in all of my major life decisions. So he feels really guilty about that. So it comes up in really weird ways. Like, if I start talking about stand-up comedy in our house, he leaves the room and acts like he didn't hear me. But then when I find the sunflower seeds in the grocery store, he hugs me and tells me he loves me. I'm like, it's not that hard, Dad. It's in the nut aisle. I don't know. I guess I'll close on, I think this is sort of a relatable story. It happened a little while ago. I was having sex, and so, like, I was having sex with a girl, and afterwards, I pulled out, and my penis was, like, in the shape of a corkscrew, which, by the way, is not how it went in. And I looked at her, and I was like, are you a duck? Are you a fucking duck? And she was like, no, I'm not a duck. And I was like, so you're telling me you don't have a corkscrewing duck vagina? That's what you're telling me? Look at my penis. I could open up a bottle of wine with my penis. Which wasn't a comment about the size, it was just a comment about the twistedness. It was a heat of the moment decision on that analogy. And she was like, no, I don't have a corkscrewing duck vagina. And I'm like, look me in the eyes and tell me you don't have a corkscrewing duck vagina. And she was like, I don't have a corkscrewing duck vagina. And I wasn't convinced, so I was like, oh yeah, you don't? So then I went and got a loaf of bread from my cabinet, brought it back, and she was like, no. I'm like, yeah. And I ripped off a piece and threw it at her. I was throwing pieces, and then she started eating the bread. I was like, you know what? I fucking knew. I knew you were a fucking mallard from the moment I saw you. From the moment you were playing in that fucking pond, I was like, you're a mallard. You're a mallard, Gina. And then, like, I went to my closet to get a broom to, like, swat it at her to, like, make her leave. And, like, I came back and she was opening up the window, and she was, like, about to fly out, and she was like, whatever, I already got what I wanted. She flew away. Took a piece of my heart with her. And a piece of my check, because I'm paying child support for a duck now. So dumb. I wrote that joke because somebody told me that ducks are only conceived through rape. And I was like, you know what, I want to write a joke where a duck is conceived in a consensual manner. and I was like, how can I possibly do that? I'm like, the only person I really can trust is myself. I'll just fuck a duck in this joke. But it is a very real situation. No, it isn't. I didn't fuck a duck. That's it. That's all I got. Thank you so much.